Hello, hello, hello. And welcome to our next session in our mobile app redesign for developers live stream. Today we have our special guest, as always, Brandon Minnick.
Hey, Luis. Thanks for having me back.
Hey, Brandon. It's a pleasure to have you here, as always. It's been such a long time. I think 6 days, wasn't it?
Oh, was it last Friday? No, I think we did last Wednesday.
Oh, yeah, we did last Wednesday.
It's my fault we couldn't do this Wednesday because I had a doctor's appointment, but everything's
No,
good.
totally okay. So, oh, I see we have Ricardo there in the chat. He's saying, "Hey guys, hey Ricardo, welcome back. We're excited to have you here." So yeah, what are we gonna be talking about? Let's do a little bit recap of what we saw last week. So basically, we got a new PR in our GitTrends repo, and it was a feature that has been requested a lot throughout the existence of the project, right? And it's the feature to be able to see the repos of the organizations you are a part of in GitHub, right? So right now in GitTrends, you can see the repos you have in your account, but the ones for your organizations actually do not show up in GitTrends at the moment. So Brandon did some really good due diligence, figuring out for us how we can add that to the app. So yeah, Brandon, could you give them a little recap of how we're gonna do it and what did you find, right?
Yeah, I mean, long story short, we there's a couple things we had to do. So the business logic's basically done, where we just have to add another scope. So the way GitHub APIs work, you have to scope what you need. So for GitTrends, it's we need to be able to see your repos, so we get the stats. We need to be able to read your profile, so we can just grab your profile picture and your GitHub username. And so we added the scope for to be able to read which organizations you belong to. And so once we have that in place, then we wrote some business logic to hit the GitHub API to say, give me all the repositories for this organization. And just like we do with the organizations you own today, we just go to each of those and ask for their stats. And the good thing, bad thing, easy thing for me as a developer, we'll say, was because organizations are huge. So, for example, I belong to a bunch of Microsoft organizations, and there's a bunch that I don't really do anything for. Like, I'm not a maintainer. I don't have write privileges. So, I belong to the .NET org, but like, I don't do anything with Blazor, so I'm not a part of that repo. So what's nice for us as developers of this app is when once we get the list of all the organizations you belong to, and then we just ask them, all right, give me all the repositories for that organization, and then we'll just ask for the data for each repo. But if there's a repo you're not a maintainer on, no data comes back and we can just discard it. So kind of made it kind of easy for us. But yeah, so we have all that in place, all that business logic's written in the code. And the only tough thing was that every user has to manually grant access to their organizations. So when you log into GitTrends, excuse me, when you log into GitTrends, it'll authenticate you, it'll get all your repo information, but then you have to go back to GitHub and say, I also want to allow GitTrends to be able to provide or get the information for these other organizations I belong to. And that's the tricky part. So that's what you'll see today in our UX design that we're working on is how can we take this kind of janky process where we need the user to essentially exit the app, go to GitHub, in GitHub, go to their OAuth settings, in the OAuth settings, find the GitTrends app, and then inside of that, find each organization that they want to enable or add to GitTrends. And so we got it to where we can at least take you to the page. We can just open up the browser that takes you directly to the page. But then the GitHub UI on mobile, the way they do the menus, basically you end up we end up loading this page for you, but all you see is like your settings menu, and it's very jarring because you're like, why did you just take me to this page to show me the settings menu? When in reality, like you just have to scroll down a bit. We can't scroll down automatically. There's, for a good reason, preventative measures in place from apps being able to control your browser. So what we kind of landed on was, let's make a kind of interactive workflow. So before we just kick the user out of GitTrends and say, oh, go to GitHub, good luck, I hope you know what you're doing, hope you've done this before, we'll have a little carousel view where when you go to enable organizations, we'll walk you through it. We'll say, hey, here's what's going to happen, here's what's going to look like, here's what you need to do, and then we'll launch the browser. So hopefully that'll be a pleasant user experience. I think it will be. I mean, even I slapped something together. Like we have, if you check out the repo in the main branch today, it just opens up a pop-up that says like, hey, you have to do this manually, and then it launches the browser and tells you to scroll down. But it's not pretty, so we're gonna make it better.
Perfect. So I would say let's go right into it. Let's go back to where we were last Wednesday and the last part, which was working with our Adobe XD project. So let me go ahead and try and share my screen here. Let's see if everything works. Let me know if you can see my screen.
I can see it.
But
I'm also in the stream. I don't know if that counts. I don't think you were talking to me.
Let's see. I think Ricardo is somewhere in the chat there. Let's see if he can confirm he sees everything with no problem. Is the Zoom okay? Also the sound. Can you hear us both with no problem? Let's see. So last Wednesday, I remember we were all the way down here. And the first thing we wanted to do was, okay, what do we have to work with right now, right? What does that process look at the moment? And here you can see a bit more what Brandon was explaining, that we already have the feature added, right? We have the functionality, perfect. And we also have a suggested way of triggering that feature, right? We have this dialog that is not bad. I would say for the POC of adding it to the app is perfect. Like we even try to like make it a little bit friendly with the text and everything. So far it's good. But one downside of doing only the dialogues is that once you exit from the dialogues, you get thrown into this I would say like not so friendly UI to be nice from GitHub, right?
Yep, that's just GitHub's mobile UI for the setting that you need to enable, or the settings page where you need to enable this. And yeah, like I said, you can kind of see that menu at the top, and so that is only what appears to you when we launch this page in your browser. And so that's why I had this pop-up appear to say, hey, okay, now that the browser's up, scroll down. But also, like, you got to do it manually. Like, I wish, I spent a whole day trying to figure out, like, there's got to be a way for us just to, like, jump to the bottom of the page for the user. But no. Again, security reasons. So
yeah, makes
Apple
total sense.
Google have good reasons, but just makes our life harder.
We have another of our usual users in the chat. We have 4 each, and he's saying, hey Louis, hey Brandon, welcome. We're happy
good to see you again.
So so going back to this here, Brandon, as you were saying, then once we get here, we're gonna have to scroll down, and then all the way at the bottom here, we're gonna have GitTrends, right? So each account is gonna have like a section like this for each of the apps that are using OAuth with your GitHub profile.
Yep.
Right. Okay. Perfect. So you basically, that's what Brandon was saying. Go down to GitTrends, and then we're gonna have to request, because once you tap on the request, if that's a private organization, they require approval. They're gonna have to first approve you, so so you can see your repos in GitTrends, but that depends on how that organization is set up, and most of them are open. So yeah, and then you get this other dialog, which is notifying you that GitHub is gonna notify the owners to give you access to it, right? So there's nothing we can do basically on this last two screens of the process of the flow, right? So what we want to achieve is, okay, before we throw the user into these two screens, at least guide them on how they're gonna get to where we want them, and make them know that it's okay that they're getting this confirmation here and having to click on all these little buttons. So yeah.
Yeah, and because one of the things with pop-ups, like the UX that we have in here for the POC, um, pop-ups tend to be quickly dismissed by users.
Yeah.
So like, it's like a lot of times, I mean, I'm guilty of it too. Like a pop-up will appear, I'm like, get out of here. I'm trying to work. And then they'll be like, oh wait, what did that say? I was probably supposed to read
Yeah.
it.
Yeah, that's true. You always have like that little guilt, like, did I really miss something, or can I figure it out while I'm punching the screen? Yeah. So yeah, one of our ideas was, I remember we also found OAuth flow that the GitHub app, mobile app, is using that actually does this for us. We're still trying to figure out how we can enable that in GitTrends, because we're using the exact same code, but for some reason their flow is special and our is not. So yeah.
I need to reach out to some friends at GitHub and see, just be like, what is going on? Because yeah, like Luis is saying, if you download the official GitHub app, well, when you log into the official GitHub app, as soon as you enter your username and password, authenticate with your two-factor auth, then it immediately asks you, do you want to also connect to these organizations? And you just go, yep. And it's part of the login flow. And that would be beautiful. But
yep.
Man, I reverse engineered that app. Like I spent so many days just trying to figure out, like, how did they get this working? I have no idea. The only thing I can think of, because like Luis is saying, the code is exactly the same. The OAuth URLs that we're hitting are exactly the same. So the only thing I think of is that their OAuth app, so like the OAuth app that they created that we actually connect to and log in with, has a special setting in it. But
yeah,
I don't know. Like I tried everything. Like I even tried upgrading my plan. Like I created an organization. I tried upgrading it to like an enterprise plan, because like maybe it's a special feature that you got to pay for, and nothing. Couldn't figure it out. So
yeah.
Anyways, I think I think going through this will be pretty straightforward.
Yep.
And then if we ever figure out how the official GitHub app is doing that OAuth flow, then we'll just remove this carousel page, and we'll have that baked in. Actually, maybe we even keep this carousel page, because what if when you're logging in, you say, no, I don't want to connect to my organizations, but a couple weeks later, you're like, now I do. So long story short, this is definitely not going to be wasted work. This is all good stuff. And then maybe someday we can make it even better.
Yeah, definitely. So the second idea we got to was, okay, let's do a workaround, because that OAuth flow, we can't find the special access to it, right? So the idea we had late on the session last Wednesday was, let's do a carousel, and that carousel is going to have a special characteristic, right? That it's not just gonna be like, okay, one sheet is gonna be visible. We want to give the user the feeling that there's more to it, right? To the right side of it. So we want to have that carousel show a little bit of the next, what do you call this? Sheet or
view?
Carousel page? Yeah, let's call it a sheet, since we are using material design. So yeah. So that's how it should look once we add the 3 pages. And Okay, so then we said, okay, how are we gonna organize the information in our carousel, right? Because we want to teach the user how he's gonna be able to enable the access. So, but first you have to give him a bit of context, right? So that's why we have the what, why, and how of how to like enable the feature. So the what, basically in the first page, we want to have like an illustration that gives the user some context around like it's a GitHub organization and stuff. And then here, we want just a sweet short description of, hey, organizations are basically share accounts, and this is and they basically they are GitHub organizations where you can have your open source projects and they allow you to collaborate, right? So once they know, okay, cool, I know what a GitHub organization is. Now, why should I care? Well, here we're gonna try to explain like, hey, so if you're in the organization and you're trying to find your repo, this is why you can find it. And then they're gonna say, oh, yeah, that makes total sense. So, okay, how do I enable it? And then they're gonna come to the last page where we're gonna create a neat little GIF, which we said and decided that would be a good idea to create it from the web experience, since in the web we're gonna have the option to zoom it in and really record it as if they were using it in the mobile, but with a bit more quality, right? So we're gonna do that brief little GIF, just like the one we have in our onboarding. It's gonna be pretty much the same size. And then here we can have a short text as well, telling, describing a bit what the GIF is doing. And so what was this about? I remember we left with this like, oh, this is a good idea, I really like it. But what was the idea behind
so
here?
What we were chatting about was like, how do we make sure people will actually watch this GIF before they click the button? Because again,
oh, yeah.
when users see buttons, they click them. And so we were thinking what we could do is we'll just disable the button for however long the GIF takes, so probably 2 seconds. And then while it's running, that this would be similar to the text that sweeps along the bottom of the splash screen. So when you first download GitTrends from the App Store, which go to GitTrends.com, download it today if you haven't already. When you download from the App Store and you first launch it, the app needs to connect to the back end and download some stuff from our APIs before it gets going. And while it's doing that, we created this animated splash screen. So the logo kind of bounces at you, and there's some text that scrolls along the bottom that says like, connecting to servers, please wait. Connecting to servers,
yeah,
please wait. So just like make it fun, kind of take the what's the word I'm looking for? Probably pain, because if we didn't do something like that, it's just a static screen.
Yeah,
users would download the app, they'd launch it, and they'd just be staring at a frozen splash screen for 5 seconds while we updated the app and downloaded the data. So yeah, this would be kind of a similar effect where the text kind of swoops in right to left and then exits the screen, and then another piece of text swoops in. But yeah, we'll see. I mean, maybe it's too noisy. Maybe just disabling the button and throwing an activity indicator there is enough. Although,
yeah,
this effect is really nice.
Yeah, I really like this effect because if we just throw the activity indicator, the user might think like we're loading something, but not really. We just want him to be looking at the GIF and reading the content. So like the splash screens give you that effect. Like, you know, something is loading, but it's like, oh, it's not like he's downloading a bunch of stuff. It's like setting up and preparing me to enter the app. So I think we could put certainly some nice text here to keep him entertained, and like, hey, make sure to read it. This is your last chance. Hey, if we throw you out, you're gonna get lost or something like that.
Well, so, really, if you don't, you're just gonna have to go through this carousel page again watch the GIF again, wait for the button to be enabled again. So
Yeah.
we're trying to do you a favor.
Yeah.
But
To read. No. To watch the GIF. Edit any text to guide the user. I can fix the copy later. So yeah, perfect. So let's see. And what about the colors? What do you think? Cause,
well,
that's
I'll tell
gonna
you
be a topic here.
what. Let me fill you in with something I learned. So
Yeah.
so I mentioned we did all this last Wednesday. So this previous weekend, I was like, oh, like let me start slapping some of this new UI UX stuff in, and then I got to the part where like I created this carousel view, and it's like, oh wait, we haven't even designed this yet. So
Exactly.
so right now just like a blank carousel view opens up, which is not great. But what I learned when working on carousel view, and maybe you already knew this, but this is I didn't. Carousel views are essentially like a list view or a collection view. They use data templates. So what that means is each page in this carousel has to have the same layout. Yeah, like we can hide buttons and enable buttons or make them visible on certain pages and not other pages. But yeah, I wasn't expecting that because when we did when we did the carousel page, so the whole onboarding flow of the app. So again, the first time we download the app, we have this carousel page onboarding, just explain the app to you, let you know what's going on, what to expect. Yeah, those are just content pages, and you just had I think a carousel page just has a list of content pages, and then it just knows to display them in kind of that swiping UX. But yeah, so I started working on these, and I was like, why is nothing appearing? Like this carousel view is just like nothing. It was just like some text would appear at the top of the screen and just look broken, and then yeah, I figured out it's like, oh, it needs a data template. Like I have to actually do this like a list view or a collection view. So
Yeah, but it should accept the template selector, no?
oh yeah, oh that's also true.
Yeah,
So yeah, I guess
can...
we could have a couple different pages or a couple different templates.
But to keep it simple, as you say, I would say since if we go to our onboarding, right? So how we kind of kept the same pattern, we can just pick two colors just like this. So one template selector is gonna be like with this, and the other one is gonna be a different color and maybe some other component, right? So we can have like two templates if it's needed. If not, I think even with one it should work, and maybe we can just have no, because then I don't want to be defining like the colors on the fly and stuff for the template. Yeah, we can definitely have two separate, and that should probably work.
Yeah, I think it'd be fine. I mean, there's tons of options on how to do it, because you could even have your background color be a bindable property to
exactly.
So we can we can use data template selectors, we can do bindings, all sorts of options.
So for the bottom part of it, should we kind of steal the same idea from the onboarding? I kind of like this little dot as well.
Yeah, I think stealing this is the perfect idea. Not just because we're lazy, but because the user's already familiar with this.
Yeah, so it keeps it consistent. Yeah,
so if they're greeted with something that looks like this-ish again, then like, okay, I understand what's going on here. And also, this was also a swipeable carousel view, so it also kind of maybe I'm reaching here, but subliminally they'll just know that, oh, this is a swipe thing. Like I'm gonna swipe right to left just like last time.
But we always assume stuff from our users, and then you that's like the running joke. Like you make something, oh yeah, they'll totally get it, and then you see someone using it, you're like, oh no.
Like, ah, man, they don't get it at all.
Yeah.
Which is fine. The user is
Yeah.
always right. Like,
Exactly.
like whenever the user goes like, why is this button over here? Like, well, I put that button in the wrong place then. It's
Yep.
it's like,
And
I think we've said before in the stream, if you need to train somebody to use your app's broken. Like they should be able to launch it, understand it, and start using it within seconds.
Exactly. So I'm just taking my carousel indicators here, and I'm just trimming them down to what we need. For some reason, this is like group, but not really. You see, I select one.
Yeah, right.
But when I do the ungroup, there's no group. So, all right. Let me double click this one, get rid of it, and yeah, you can be happy just staying grouped. Let me group all the others. And should we use the same colors? I think those colors work for dark and light, no?
Absolutely. Plus, we've already defined them, so again, we're being lazy, but being smart.
And that shows the value of creating like a project like this, right? Having your Adobe XD project, having all your design defined, because when you have to implement new features like this and new pages, if you can't reuse 80-85% of what you have in your guideline, then something is wrong, because you're literally just creating new design concepts each time you need to add something. So
yeah, sounds terrifying.
Let's see. So let me see the spacing I gave it. I don't remember. Let's see. 32. All right. And what about the text?
The one thing to keep in mind is these were full screen pages for the onboarding, whereas the carousel view we're doing now is 3/4 half screen. So the sizing will be a little different vertically, but it'll all look and feel similar.
Yeah, definitely. Let's see. So, okay, we said 32 from the left. Wait, I first want to change the colors because I cannot see those buttons.
Yeah, I was just thinking that too.
Let's see. So it's light primary. Okay, perfect. And something else changed. Why did this text change as well? Okay, it's grouped. Okay, so guys, first ungroup your elements before you assign a color. Why do we have?
Whoa,
we
cool.
have literally. That's nice. Hey, we could add that effect to the text. So like that white shadow. It's cool just for the demonstration purposes. All right, let's ungroup. Okay, this one is ungrouped. Let's pick teal as well. This has to be white. All right, perfect. So let's give it 32 from the bottom. So, and since as you were mentioning, Brandon, since these are a bit smaller in terms of their ratio, right? 32 is no longer gonna work, I think. Let's see. I'm gonna put all of them in 32, and we're gonna see them together. But I think we're gonna have to give like 24 because it's gonna look too separated. But I could be wrong. I don't know. Let's see. Let me move this text a little bit further up. Okay. What did I select? Okay. Nope. You guys stay there. All right. You guys come here. All right. So this one we need to give it the light accent orange. All right. Perfect. And then we can just select these two. Actually, these three, and do perfect. Align top. Now we just need to align. Okay. 32 from the side. Ooh, this color does not play well with the guideline color.
No, it doesn't.
There you go, 32 and 32. And let's see this one. 32 and 32. All right. Okay, I like it. Let's put the light surface, and then this text definitely is not gonna have this typed in arrow there, so we're definitely getting rid of that. Do we even need a continue? I think he's gonna pretty much get it by seeing this over here, so I don't think we need like the text here.
Probably not. I mean, so we on the onboarding pages we have this skip button, and the intent there was like, maybe you've already used GitTrends before, but you just got a new phone, so you're just installing it again, but you already know the shtick. You can skip it.
Yeah.
Or if you're like me, you just, as soon as you see a skip button, you just press it.
Yeah.
I'll figure it out. But yeah, I mean, you should be able to figure that out, especially with the dots. Or maybe we could center the dots.
Oh,
like
yeah. I like
we
that.
left aligned them on the onboarding page because we had the skip button. And so, yeah, we could probably put those dots in. Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, that looks good.
Yeah. I like it.
It's like, there's no way users won't understand what's going on here.
Yeah. Yeah, and it makes sense because also something I just noticed, if we left it on the corner here, depending how much we show, like at least the first part of this dot was gonna show. So yeah, definitely in the middle makes a bit more sense. Yeah, so I like that. Let's put this text a bit further down again. Say like 42. No, that's too close. 52. Alright, something like that. And now this should not be gray. This has to be light gray. Something. Light gray? Or maybe the accent color as well? What do you think?
I don't know, because yeah, if it's light gray, it almost looks like we. Oh, I guess. Jeez, I just went back and forth like 10 times in my head. So there's two options, right? We either have it like big, bold, in your face, or we leave it kind of subtle, and the hope is, leaving it subtle, it doesn't draw attention away from the GIF. But if the users try to tap the button, that they'll see this and say like okay, again, like the app isn't frozen, I just can't tap the button until the video is done playing. So yeah, maybe go that route.
Yeah, so from all the colors I've been flipping through, so remember these colors we created for the dark theme, like the low saturated colors. So I kind of feel they work well with this teal, because the teal is kind of really saturated, right? So like this orange looks good, because if I use the other one, the normal one we use for the accent color, which is like 500, no, it's 200, I think. Look how, see, it's like too strong.
Yeah, it's weird how
we can try. You can try both of them, but I think this one.
Yeah, I think something like that'll work.
Yeah. All right. Sounds like a plan. Either we can always change it once we have everything together, but I think that might work for now. Let's see how far this is. 36.
Something I was also thinking was we can kind of lie to the user a little bit. So instead of just saying like watch the GIF, like the first piece of text could say something like, loading organizations page, and then the next one would
Oh
say like
yeah.
watch the GIF, and then the next one would say loading organizations page. Like we're not loading anything; it's just a URL that we're going to launch when you tap the button. But they don't know that. Like,
Yeah.
and we could have some fun with it. We could even say like determining. I don't know.
The coordinates of the page or whatever.
Yeah, like
Instead
I
of
always
the
think
IP.
about. I don't know if you ever played The Sims back in the day, but that's actually where I got the inspiration for this text animation that we use on the splash screen. But
Mm.
when you would launch The Sims, they would like. I mean, it took forever to load. I mean, computers weren't that great 15, 20 years ago when this game first came out. But yeah, they would just have like random text appear, and it would just say things that like obviously had nothing to do with the game, but it would be like
Uh-huh.
reticulating spleens. You're like, what? Like, wow, this app's really doing a lot of stuff. And then you
Yeah,
realize
I
like, oh,
remember.
it's just kind of making stuff up.
Oh, let's say. Okay, we can come up with those nice phrases later, but for now, I think this one is pretty straightforward. So let's try and find a good illustration for this uh,
Yeah.
organizations page. Let's
I'll tell you
use
what.
our.
I don't think we brought in the organization SVG last week.
Yep,
Um,
I have it here.
I thought that was a screenshot. Yeah, I think that's just a
Wait, wait,
screenshot.
wait, wait. No, I have it here indeed. Well, that's how you know the design is really true to what we have, because I was like, oh, this is the design. No, I have it here. Don't worry. Wait. Now, how do I get to it? Let's see. You see?
Nice.
Perfect. Now, how do I? Okay, you know what? I'm gonna cut it, and I'm gonna Control C.
Yep. Perfect.
There. Hacked it.
Cool.
All right. So
Uh,
now I have it here.
just FYI, it looks like he clicked on for each's message that he left about 30 minutes ago. It's showing up on the stream right now. Do you see what I'm
Oh.
saying?
Yeah. I just noticed. All right. So let's see. We have. Okay, we definitely need to make this a little bit bigger so it's easier to click.
Yeah, so this was my
All right.
first thought was like, I'll just use the same SVG. We've already got it.
So okay, let's try that. Let's go both routes, right? Just a vector or like a illustration. Okay.
Oh, and do we want to
Go.
add in the onboarding? We had that. I don't even know what you call it. It's almost like that opacity overlay. So like the
Oh
top was
yeah.
kind of a lighter color.
For the what?
Yeah, see these screens right here.
Oh, yeah. We need this. Good catch. Yeah, because then when we
I like
put
it.
any image, yeah, when we put any image, it's gonna be hard for the image to work on that and those colors we have, right? So, bye bye. Oh, but okay. Let me resize it, and then I'll go check if it goes all the way to the top, if it has some indent. All right, and let's put it send to the, no, not to the back. Send backward. Send backward. Okay, what's the shortcut? The shortcut is, you know what I want to install for the stream? I've seen in other streams like they have a plugin where you can like your shortcuts and the keyboard come up in the screen. So that way I can
Yeah, I
like
love
use,
those.
yeah. So that way we can use the shortcuts and everybody like still follows along, right? For some reason, I pressed send backwards like 20 times. Okay, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna cheat again. Send to the back, then bring forward. Ah, come on.
I would say send that overlay to the back, then right click on the green box background and say
Oh,
send that to the back.
yes. Nice.
Thanks. That's always
Good
my cheat.
teamwork.
Yeah, I don't know
Yeah,
why
you,
sometimes like there's like go backwards, go backwards, go backwards. It's like how many layers are there here?
yeah, and it's literally like four things, but I don't know. Maybe it's considering all the others. I don't have time to investigate. So yeah, your cheat is better. So okay, we have okay, yeah, we have it all the way to the top, and then we have like a space for the status bar. But in our case, we don't have a status bar because this is gonna be already like this. But I still like having this little space here, so it doesn't feel like I don't like this look. I don't know you. Let's put it side by side.
I mean, I think if you make it longer, uh,
Send to
so I forget the
back.
ratio we used up above, if it was like a 50-50 split, or I think it was a little less. That
Oh yeah, let's see.
or it was a little
Oh
more. That's right. Okay.
yeah, it's a little bit more. Oh, let me see the
So maybe
size
like a
of
60
this.
40.
Height 426, 429, and width is 375. So yeah, it's like a 60-40, I think, in terms of
Okay.
the page. Yeah, let's do that. Ricardo is like tips and tricks for Adobe XD.
That's right.
Yeah, that's part of our live stream as well. We teach you how to use Adobe XD and play around with design. We're not certified in Adobe XD by any means. We're just pushing buttons, but we know how to get around it.
Oh yeah, that 60-40 split looks instantly better for some reason.
Yeah. So we had this option. Let me remove this white box. We had this, or we had this, but we either way we want the 60, right? So let me move all the way down. Yeah, I like the 60 in terms of space for to work here, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then this has to be centered in this, and this one as well. All right. So okay, what do you say, chat? What do you say, Brandon? Left or right?
I like the left, um, just because well, as far as I can remember, the only reason why we left that chunk at the top last time was just like that's where the toolbar is. So we
Yeah,
don't have a choice. we can't overlay the toolbar. But
yeah.
yeah,
And I
I like
agree
going
with
left.
you. I agree with you. After I'm seeing here, like, and I'm starting to realize there's gonna be literally nothing there. uh, if we think of it here, it makes totally no sense. I think. Yeah, it's gonna look weird. So yeah, this one works a bit better. Yeah, Ricardo says left as well, so we're going with the left. All right. So okay, now we're gonna try vector or only vector or illustration. So okay, let's get rid of this. Get rid of this. Bring our little vector here. How big do we want it?
That's boring.
Give it you have to give it a chance at least. Let's put plugin on draw. So just a reminder, guys, that have maybe it's your first time in the stream. For our vectors, we use open source illustration. I mean, not vectors, illustrations. We use open source illustrations called on draw. It's a real cool library of attribution-free illustrations that you can use in your personal projects or for your clients. So no strings attached. If you have a commercial app, you can also use them. And it's really good because they have like so many illustrations, like they're professional level, and you can literally also change the color of them, like the accent color, which is also a nice little addition there. It's created by Katerina. I'm not gonna try and say her last name to not butcher it, but yeah, go follow her in Twitter. She always is uploading awesome work there, so go support her. So yeah, here with the plugin, now we can search anywhere we want. So let's say organization, and that totally does not work. Okay, organization. Let's try build. Oh, building. That one looks interesting.
A little bit better. Yeah, really
This one
anything like.
looks like you're searching for a house.
Yeah, because GitHub uses excuse me. GitHub uses that image of like a office building for their organization's icon, and so
on draw. Let me open it in the browser so we can see it closer. Because I mean the plugin is good because you can just bring the vector inside immediately. But if you want to see it with good quality, I recommend using the browser version. So let's move this over here. And that's not the URL. Okay, it's .co. All right. Okay. Here we are. All right. Let's browser. And let's go ahead and search. I think it was building. All right. Let me zoom this in a little bit.
There it is. Nice.
Perfect.
I don't hate that building.
Right.
It almost looks like it has ears. I don't really know what's going on, but
yeah, this.
Oh, those are trees
here. Yeah, they kind of look like ears from far. So, and also they have this gray shade here for the tree trunk, which is gonna compete with our overlay. So I don't know if it's gonna work that well, but yeah, we can try it. No, those houses.
Coming home really. Could work.
Yeah, this one. Oh, this one looks good. All right, so we're going with building, coming home. Oh, what about this one? No, this looks like a neighborhood, right?
I don't think it'll fit. Because it's too longer than it is. What? Yeah. Flutter Dev. Let's put that one in there.
Which one?
The Flutter Dev.
Okay, let's scroll down. Let's see. Oh, no, Quiet Town, not really. Oh, I think we used this one, didn't we? Or did I use it in another? I've used that illustration somewhere. That one is good as well.
Nice. Stripe. What?
Hey, nice. They even have an illustration for Stripe. Hey, awesome payment system, so go check it out. Let's see. So yeah, I think the one I like the most is Coming Home. I don't know. What about you? Because
I'd say
the other one doesn't really work.
Yeah, it's either Coming Home or Building. But Building, yeah, we'd probably rip out the trees.
Yeah. Let's try it. All right, so one is called
there's
Building.
Coming Home right there. Oh, that works too.
My bad. All right, so yeah, when you select the illustration here in the plugin, it's gonna add it to your clipboard. So now you can just paste it. Where did it go? It ran away. All right, here it is. And once you paste it, oh my, yeah. Let's see. It might work because. Let's see. Let me remove our vector. We're gonna put this a little bit smaller. Let me group all of this so I can move it easy. Ho ho ho. Let's see. Let's center it. I mean, it's not that bad. Because the green makes this pop up, so...
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, it's not that bad. Let's bring the other one and let's put them side by side. So the other one was...
Coming home.
Alright. There it is. Oh, what about this one? Under construction?
Under construction. That's what we'll show. We'll show them one of those old like 90s GIFs of like this website's under construction.
Oh, yeah. Oh, those used to be so cool. Like, I know, like when sites started to really get custom, like and adding those under maintenance messages, you were like, oh,
coming soon.
It's actually under maintenance. Yeah, I definitely like this one more.
The one on the right?
Yeah, I think I'm liking it more. Because the colors are like a bit more solid, and then you have this little line on the back. Let me center.
I wonder, what if you stretch it to make it taller?
This one?
Like, it actually doesn't look bad. Well, I was thinking, actually doing what you just did, like literally stretching it.
Oh, like this?
So, whoops.
Oh, I gotta group it. Yeah, let me group it.
Oh, dang.
No.
The first time you did it actually looked doable.
Yeah, the first time it didn't. Okay. I think I know what it... No, wait. What if I do shift? Oh, okay. So to stretch it like this, without it like breaking up everything, I'm holding down the shift key on my keyboard, and that tells all the vectors to move together, right? To scale together. If you do it independently, it's gonna try and move all the vectors. Yeah. So it's stretching all the vectors basically. So okay, let's do it with the shift. You say making it a bit taller, and
a little less.
To do this.
Like I was watching, I assume that's the sun in the top right, and now the sun's a little oblong. I mean, we could also fix that manually, but yeah, just be able to consume more space because we have more.
Okay, I got you. I know what we're gonna do. Let's modify the vectors independently. Okay, ungroup. Okay, so we want this building. So I'm selecting. Okay, you know what? Let's do this and unselect what we don't want. Excuse me. Unselect what we don't want. And Okay, that's too much work. I'll just select what we want. Help me here, uiux.
Or I think if you just like if you do everything you did a minute ago, and then we could just go back and only select the moon and make it, or the sun, and make it a circle again.
Yeah, and make it a circle again. Yeah, that I like that idea better. Too much selecting happening. Okay, let me go. Why is it still selecting the background? Let me see. Still selecting the background. Okay, let me lock this. That's another nice trick you can do if you don't want to select something by mistake. Still selecting it. Let's. What's it selecting? Oh, okay. I need to lock the background as well. There you go. Because I only locked the overlay, but this background was not locked. So now if I select, ta-da, you only select what you want.
Nice.
All right, so hold the shift down. Make this a little bit
right there.
taller. Yeah.
I think that still looks nice and proportional.
Yeah, that looks nice. So now let's go ahead and select our sun. Push it. Okay. Wait. Select our sun. Okay, sun. What's happening to you?
So okay, that right there looks
move it.
Fine. Like it could be oblong as long as the bottom's hidden behind the roof of the building.
We can make it a little bit bigger as well.
It's like right there. Looks like a perfect circle.
Yeah. nobody's gonna know. Don't worry.
Unless they watch the
Alright.
stream.
Exactly. That's gonna be like an Easter egg. Why did I just lock everything? I want to group it. Okay, perfect. All right, so we have our new illustration. So now we need to center it. But now everything is locked, so now you need to unlock. And center it here. I actually like that. Let's see the spacing. Okay, let me now resize this here so we can compare both together. Yeah, definitely left is not it. I like right, but I don't know if we want to give a little bit more breathing room on the sides. Or is it good like that? I think it's good like that.
I'd say let's move on to the next one because I like this.
Yeah.
I definitely think there's things we can do to tweak it. Like I was thinking similar with there's a lot of spacing on the top and the bottom as well.
Yeah.
But we at least got something going, and then once we see what the next one looks like, I think that can kind of impact what we do and don't do. Because maybe the next one we find an image and it is super tall, or maybe it's super wide, and
makes sense. All right, so moving to the next one. Let me do all the overlays, so I don't need to do this step again. So let's go over here. Okay, wait. So if you hold down the Alt key, and you select an item and drag it, it's gonna create a copy. So that's what I'm doing there. And now let's go all the way back. All right, now, so now the text is gonna kind of, okay, that's an interesting thing we're gonna have to deal with. So yeah, probably we're gonna have to do 50-50 and then instead of 60, but let's see. All right, so for this one,
that floating text could always go under the button as well.
Yeah, that's true. All right, so in the Y, what are we trying to do here? I deleted the text, or did we have any text there? I think we didn't have.
Yeah, I was trying to read the text just before you mentioned it. So the what is going to be just explaining GitHub organizations, because there's going to be people who use the app that don't belong to any organizations or don't belong to organizations yet. And the why,
in order to,
why are you doing this? Let's see.
Maybe
the how is easy. The how's going to be the GIF. But
you might have noticed that not all your repos are visible within GitTrends. Something cheeky like that. And then in order to view them, blah, 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 right?
Yeah, I was just thinking, I don't know if this would explain things or make it more confusing, but so like without this feature enabled, most of your list in GitTrends is just like your repos, and so it's like a picture of your face. Once you enable this, then you'll be able to see repos for organizations you belong to as well, and so you'll see like other repos appear. I don't know. This might be. Well, I was gonna say we could show like either a screenshot of the repositories page where you see like a list and then like here's one that's owned by an organization. I was just sorry, I'm thinking about the image.
Could we make it like intriguing? Like let's say, enable this secret feature, like this secret repos that you were not seeing, but actually they're not secret because he knows he has it. It's like bring in this secret a piece of data or something, and the illustration could be like something like that, like enabling, or let's see if there's some interesting thing around. Okay, not enable. Uh, let's do secret.
I was just thinking, or maybe there's like a confused octocat or something,
Oh yeah, that's a good idea as well.
like an octocat that like looks like it's looking for something or missing something.
Yeah. I like that one.
Uh,
Okay, let me search on this side, AutoCAD's GitHub. And once I have what I'm looking for, oh, GitHub, oh, this is perfect. I forgot about this page. So there's a page
oh,
called
cool.
Octodex, and yeah, you can get a bunch of cool AutoCADs here. Oh, that's so nice.
Oh, oh, that's cool. If there's like an animated one, is that
Yeah,
octodex.github.com? Huh?
yeah, this is really nice. And I think these are even contributed by, yeah, it's contributed by users, GitHub users. Nice. Oh, but are they, let's see the facts. Can we use them? Can I use an AutoCAD on my website? Maybe. It depends how you plan to use it. If you're using it to refer to GitHub, such as a link to GitHub that's a check mark by AutoCAD, that's perfectly fine. If you're using AutoCAD to refer to a product that is not GitHub, then that is not considered fair use.
We are not doing that, so it sounds like we're good.
Yeah, because we are literally talking about GitHub organizations. Oh,
Yeah, I mean, it sounds like
this
if
goes.
I'm reading between the lines here, it sounds like GitHub doesn't want you to make an octocat and then use that as like the icon for your organization. So like, if I was going to start a business, I can't use an octocat as the icon for my business. Is I think what they're getting at.
Okay. By the time memes started to make their way onto the list, we knew it was hopeless to try to keep them all practical. So they're saying like, do all of them have a purpose? Or like, yeah, originally we created them with a purpose, but then people started making memes and their own versions, so we just gave up. Just do whatever you like.
They're
Legal
incredible.
speed. Yeah, I really like them. It's like, wow. And can we like search by a specific one, or do we just need to scroll through it?
I don't know. Right now I'm scrolling,
Yeah,
but
I'm trying to. I don't see any
ooh, here's
search.
one. Let me drop this in our chat.
Ricardo
Check
is
out
like,
that one.
they're gonna know. All
Check out
right,
this
let me
one called
see. Ooh,
Inspectocat. So it
I
almost looks
like
like
the name.
he's looking for something. And there's a little code in there, so that could work.
Ooh, hey, I like this one. That's nice.
Uh,
Inspector cat.
that's what I kind of had in
And
mind. Like, I don't know if there's like a
how can
Sherlock
we
Holmes Octocat, but that's kind
how
of
can we this is this like a PNG, an SVG? That's another good question. Oh,
JPEG.
it's a JPEG. Oh, but JPEGs don't have, let me see, don't have transparent background, right? It's only PNGs, no? Let me see.
Um, let's download and find out.
Yeah. So yeah, I definitely, let me see if I can just copy it. I definitely think this has a white background on it. In either case, we can just make like a, we can take it, make a rounded white background, and that could work. Yeah, you see it has a, huh.
Yeah, Ricardo, that's what we were just chatting about. It looks like GitHub says you can use these as long as you're referring to GitHub, but they don't want you to use an octocat for something other than GitHub. So,
Yeah.
like, don't don't try to change like the icon for Twitter to be an octocat, I think is what they're
Yeah.
getting at. They have a Gangnam style octocat.
Oh, really?
And some of these are animated too. The animated ones are incredible.
Yeah, look at this Benjamin one as well. I like it. Oh, wait, what about the private investor? No, it's too serious. Private investor cat.
Uh, yeah, very serious. Although that's kind of what I pictured in my mind.
Hmm. You can try and see how this one looks as well. Let's get all of them. And I like how it's like a Octodex, right? Like a Pokédex. It's literally that. There's so many.
Uh, and I think you can make your own too, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, they were mentioning like you can make your own and upload it to the Octodex. Because all of those that are there, if you see on the bottom right, it has like the avatar of who created it.
Oh,
So they're all like
oh,
the
I see it now.
creator.
Yeah,
Yeah. But I didn't know about this. That's a highlight of the stream. There's an
right.
Octodex.
I'm gonna get started creating my own octocat right now and see if.
Wait, is it there like a tool?
Oh yeah, it's myoctocat.com.
What? Check if we can download it as SVG, like a vector.
Haven't gotten that far yet.
My AutoCAD. Ooh. Okay, GitHub. I see you. Get started. Oh, nice animation as well. I definitely love all the effort they have been putting. Who just talked? Oh,
Wow.
Google Assistant is trying to help with the stream.
Oh, and
So
you can
I
see all
definitely.
the ones that create. Oh no, I guess it's not all of them. There's only a couple. I clicked on View
I,
Gallery and it shows some created by the community.
oh, I
There's
definitely like
only
all
like 16 though.
the. Oh yeah, I like the effort GitHub has been putting in terms of user experience this last year. Like, oh my god, so much has changed in so little time, and you can see while using it, like all the little tweaks. Like, you remember the animation for like switching between dark and light theme? Pretty neat. It was like a simple animation, but it's
Yeah,
really nice.
even just like reviewing pull requests now has become less daunting. Like you
Yeah,
can just comment on a specific line of code in a pull request if you want to discuss it, or uh, you can also like check a little box that says viewed, so you can, after you've already reviewed a file, you can just check that box, and then yeah, if you have to step away and come back and review the pull request again later, then you don't have to like search to where you figure out where you left off. Or
yeah.
yeah, I love these features that are coming in.
Oh my god,
Updating
there's so.
forks got a lot easier.
Oh yeah, and now didn't I see that they released like an update? But oh no, but it was for their desktop, GitHub desktop. Like you
Oh
can
yeah,
squash, reorder, and everything. I'm telling you, they're doing really good work and around the GitHub experience.
oh yeah, I love using GitHub Desktop. It's so much easier than using the command line.
Yeah, definitely.
Like there's
There's
maybe two commands I still do on the command line, but it's only
which
because
one?
they don't exist in GitHub Desktop. There's one called if you say git space update dash index space dash dash assume dash unchanged. So update index, assume unchanged. Um, it basically tells Git to ignore a file, and I'll use that because I'll have like I'll create a secrets file, right? So like when I commit this code to GitHub, this secrets file just has some empty strings in it, and then I'll clone the repo. I'll tell Git to ignore it, and then I can actually put my secrets in the secrets file and know that they'll never get committed to GitHub. So I'd never have to worry about like
Nice.
leaking my secrets. That's like
That's pretty neat.
the one obscure Git command that I use enough to have it memorized. Put it that way.
So yeah, there's too many options to create our own AutoCAD. I think we should probably go with one of these nicers over here. But I still don't like the fact that I can't take away the background. I can if I'll just do it. I can use.
Yeah, I was to say I could Photoshop it if we had to,
Yeah.
because I do like this.
Yeah, I like this one.
The code. I mean, that's probably going too far. Like, because it's got the angle brackets in it, which is kind of like markup style or HTML style, but the app's written in C#. So
Oh, okay. Okay, so you want to take away the anchor brackets, put C# in it. I mean, I can do it.
I would, but when you think about everybody using the app, like it's made for developers, so there's going to be tons of developers that use markup and will appreciate that.
I mean, wait. Remember the big population of SAML users for Xamarin, so you could be like, "Hey, we are completely in C#, but here, this is the only SAML part you're gonna find in the app."
Or if we wanted to, I mean, right now it's written in Xamarin Forms, and will likely, probably, port it over to Maui. But we could have like the little Xamicon there, but nobody would get it.
Yeah.
Like all these Xamarin developers would understand.
All right, I'm trying to open it in Photoshop so we can get rid of that white background. So yeah, Photoshop 101 as well. There's a neat little tool in Photoshop. Let me see if I remember. It's the selector, quick selection tool. And you have multiple variations of it. You can literally like select, and it's gonna try and make a selection of an object inside of the image. It's not gonna be that accurate, so you can start telling him, hey, I want this as well. So there you go.
Don't forget the whiskers.
Oh yeah, that's gonna be.
That's probably gonna be the hardest part.
I think it's gonna be hard, but maybe not, depending how good Photoshop is now, because each time you select something like a different color, it learns, and basically any other color related to that one that is near the selection, it will select that as well. So you can like start teaching like, okay, I don't want this shade of white, this shade of gray, and it's gonna start refining it. Yeah. So there you go. Okay, we have the bottom part selected. Okay, so we don't want this white space here. So if you tap on the Alt, it's gonna do a negative selection. So it's gonna deselect this white space here. So I just try and get as close as I can to the colors. And if you see, like all of this side, I did not select, but since it's similar color, it selects it, right? And
then the
now I can,
JPEG compression's messing with all of it.
It's horrible. Yeah.
Oh yeah, look at those artifacts.
Oh my god, wait. It's like slowed. Let's see. Yeah, let's give it some time, because I apparently zoomed down to 1 pixel. Alright. Are you okay? Okay, he's recovering. Alright, we're back. Alright. So let me make this a little bit smaller. There you go. Now I select it. Okay, there you go. Perfect. that's good enough there. And let's see here. Deselect this white space. Perfect. That's also good enough. Over here. Nope, I don't want to select. I want to deselect. Okay, that's good enough as well. All right, so to the fun part now, the whiskers. Let's see. All right, it's helping us. Okay, yeah, it's not gonna be that hard. I just need to drag my
Not
mouse
too
around.
bad, yeah.
Perfect. And since Photoshop knows I've been deselecting white, that's why he doesn't like go out as much, but you still have to give it a notch. And we don't need to like unselect all of the white, because when you do the selection and you export the selection, we can like refine or smooth the edges. So we'll be able to perfect it right easily. So let me just finish selecting the whiskers, deselect this white, and all right, select this.
Doing
here.
great. I'm gonna grab a drink
God.
real quick. It's
Yeah, no problem.
I'm sure most folks watching, well, if you're in the US, you're being hit by the heat dome, and
Oh yeah.
it
Here,
was over 100 today, and it's probably why I can also hear the AC cranking in the background, the fans going, but
yeah, here
trying
in
to stay cool.
Florida.
Yeah, I was literally going. All right, so maybe I'm not leaving just yet. I was going to the sink last night. I just turned on the water and just like wet my t-shirt so that as it evaporated, it would cool me down. Like it was so hot yesterday.
Oh my god. Yeah, here it's been insane today. Like you just go out and you see all the palm trees just still, no breeze whatsoever, and you're like, what's happening? Can we get a little bit of breeze or a little bit of shade, please? It's really hot. But again, that's good. I definitely I like cold, but I don't like snow, so I prefer a heat wave to a bunch of snow. So, yeah. We're almost done with the selection here for our AutoCAD. Let's see. That should work. All right, perfect. Let's deselect here. All right. Let's see if we're missing something. Doesn't look like it. Oh, maybe this over here. All right. That should work. Oh, I'm missing the bottom part here. Okay, perfect. Now we can export the selection. Totally not related to Cody, but once we have this, it's gonna be perfect for our page. So now we can. How do you used to do this? Select and mask, I think. Select subject. I think it's this one.
Ooh. Yeah.
Yeah, this is the one. And now let's see.
Why did they
High quality.
Just don't use JPEGs. Just public service announcement. Please, everybody. Like, we don't need JPEGs in our life.
Like, how long has PNG been around and the benefits of it? Like, why would you export in JPEG? Okay, I get it. Some websites are hysteric about performance in their images, but it's not worth it.
No, even Instagram, they use PNGs, and it's one of the most popular apps in the world. So
exactly,
if you think a PNG is holding you back, that's probably not the reason.
Yeah. So some cool settings you can do when you are exporting. So remember when I was saying we don't need to worry about the rough edges that much? because here you can set up like a radius for the edge of your selection, and basically that smooths the edge and gives it like a round edge basically. And if you set the smooth as well, it's gonna try and make it as smooth as possible as well. There's another option like feather. I don't use this as much, but as you see, it tries and say like make it a little bit transparent.
Oh,
So we definitely did not want that. Contrast is to give it a bit more of contrast in the edge, and I think that works. It looks nice. We did not miss anything, so now we can go ahead and output to new layer, and decontaminate colors. What did this do? Did it change? Oh,
does it?
oh, look at this corner here. Right, it actually makes it worse, I think, if we activate that. You see how those like shadows activate?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't like that. We're gonna leave it like this.
Nah.
All right. Now let's tap OK, and where did it go?
What?
Where is it?
I see the dotted line moving, so the selection's live.
All right, let me do it again before I lose the selection. New layer. We definitely did not want to lose that selection. Let's move it a bit.
Yeah, unless it went back and put it on a new layer. I guess that's a possibility.
There it is. I think it, because I had it locked, so maybe the lock did not allow me to allow Photoshop to do whatever copy he wanted to do. So now it's there. So yeah, there we have it, transparent background. So now let's export this. Export. Exactly. You see, even the quick export from Photoshop is PNG. Please, people, use PNGs.
No more JPEG.
No. All right. Inspectocat and oh, I think I can also drag and drop. Let me see. Come on. Come on, Adobe. Make me look good. Nope, I can't copy paste. All right. Let me bring it from my desktop. Ooh, nice.
Oh, that looks so good.
Haha, we're professional designers here. Not really. All right. Yeah, it looks so good. Nice. All right. Goodbye. Ooh, and I like it with the orange in the back.
I was gonna say it works. A happy little accident.
Yeah. We're getting better at this. Definitely getting better at selecting resources. I actually like it. Let's put it a little bit bigger. Is that good enough? Like big enough, or should?
Yeah, I think that looks pretty good. I'm looking at it compared to the other one we just did. The what?
Yeah,
the what page.
Let me put them side by side instead of having this, because we no longer need this. And now, ooh, perfect. Definitely looks a bit bigger than the building, but it still works because it's like a character.
It's exactly what we had talked about too, though. Or we were saying we could go back and readjust the building. We were trying to find the perfect size for it.
Let me see, because if we put it kind of the same height, right? Let's see.
Mm-hmm.
Does the AutoCAD going to look too small?
It's not too bad.
Still looks good. Yeah, I like it like that. Let's zoom it in. This is how it's gonna look in the device. Yeah, I still like it. I like it like this. Has
Yeah.
enough space here, enough space here. Maybe the ratio we're gonna have to do like maybe 50 or something, but so far I like it.
Yeah. Let's see. So we're not going to make the GIF today, so that's probably the last image.
Yeah.
Looks like we've got 15 minutes left. Should we? Because we haven't nailed down the text yet, so we still have to do that.
Yeah.
The other thing I was thinking is the onboarding pages was the text was kind of had a format to it. Like there was almost like a header, and then I guess you call them bullet points, but we use like an icon for the bullet points.
Yeah.
And
Let's see.
I don't know if that's going to be too much because again, these these views are smaller.
Yeah.
But
maybe this
we
header
could do a
is
similar flow.
like, yeah, these titles are definitely too big, but I like your idea of like having basically like a heading and that has like a few words, and then we have like the description at the bottom. Yeah, this should work. Let me grab the bigger one. No.
Ooh, and one request before I forget, and before we sign off, don't forget to commit this to the GitHub repo when we're done.
Oh yeah.
Then I can start playing around with it this weekend, adding some stuff into the app.
Yeah. Definitely, I'll do that once we wrap up
like,
here. Yeah. Because I
if
forgot last week.
Yeah, well, I mean, like, it was very much more conceptual last week, so I could remember everything we did. But yeah, with these icons, these SVGs, and yeah, if this weekend ends up being as hot as it was today and yesterday, then I'm not going outside. So
yeah,
plenty of time for coding.
Let's see, what was the spacing we provided here? So from the opacity here, the overlay, we gave it 16, and to the sides I think it's 32 and 32, and the text on the bottom is 32 and 32. All right, so we know our spacing now. So yeah, let's do the same. This is definitely gonna have to go smaller.
Yeah.
Let's do, it was 34 before, let's do 24. And this used to be 16, let's do 12. Or 14.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's do 14. Alright. And now, instead of 32, because we don't have, let me see. Yeah, we don't have that much space, let's do 24 and let's see how it looks. Or 24 is too much, we can go down to 16. Alright, we have 16 here. Alright. Now this has to go. And how much space did we have between the heading and the text? Let me see. Alright. 24. Alright. So let's give it like 16 because we don't have that much real estate here. Or 12. Let's see. This is 16. Okay, now let's look at it like this. And I'm just gonna put this text. I'm gonna give a bit more space here. Alright, and this is the text we were brainstorming a bit. Alright, then let me bring this text to the bottom as well. And then I can just do
Ricardo in the comments recommended there's a website called remove.bg, and it'll remove the background for you. And so I just tried it out with a random image I had on my desktop, and it looks pretty good. I'm gonna I don't know if I should, but I'm going to. I'm gonna try it out with that Inspecto cat that Luis just spent hours editing.
Yeah. Yeah, that works. Perfect. Yeah, thank you for the suggestion, Ricardo. Yeah, because I've always, since I have Photoshop, I've always done it there, but I've always wanted some place you can just drop it and be like, okay, I'm done with this.
Oh, dude. It's perfect.
Really?
Yeah.
Let me see. Show your screen. I'm gonna cry.
Let's see. Let me move this over here. Share screen. All right. Check it out.
All right. Let me pull up your screen. Oh my god.
I wonder what this.
Oh no.
There's the HD image. Not too bad. Not too bad.
Yeah. Looks nice. Oh my god. Ricardo is like, I just did the same in less than 1 minute. Sorry, guys.
Sorry.
Yeah.
He's not sorry.
Yeah. He's just laughing it off now. He's like, oh my god. But we always learn something new, and that's the good thing about doing it live is like you learn so many new tools that make your life so much easier. Now I'm definitely gonna be using that site regularly.
That's right. Yeah, I remember. I think I heard James Montemagno recommend it. I think he's using that for his YouTube videos, or like the thumbnail for his YouTube videos.
Nice.
So like, yeah, like you ever notice like almost every YouTube thumbnail is somebody going like making a face like, huh? And
yeah.
It's like their face overlaid on top of something. So I think, yeah, what you could do is just take a picture of yourself making a face, and then remove the background and overlay it on top of, I guess, a scene from the video.
We should start making thumbnails for our videos as well, since we have like our own playlist. So people start like,
that's right.
You know, the clickbait. Yeah. All right, so I definitely like the structure we had. The spacing works. Definitely we had to reduce it to 24. So yeah, we just need to decide what this text is gonna be and the headings. And I would say we still have 6-7 minutes to go. We can definitely, I think, knock out the spacing and structure for what we want to do with the button and this text here, and then we could basically call it a day, no?
Yeah, I mean, what I'm looking at now is, I would say we'll move that, we'll call it the sliding text, to be below the button. The button can probably stay in about that position, like maybe it goes up or down a pixel or two. But then I think we've got it. We'll have to make the GIF. So I'll probably just make one from...
Yeah, that's your homework for the weekend. Getting us that GIF, and once we have that, we're gonna be pretty much set to start playing around with the code. Let's put this here.
I'd say the best part is like with the business logic all done, assuming there's no bugs. I mean, I wrote a bunch of unit tests too, so there shouldn't be any bugs. But yeah, with all the business logic done, it's essentially just wiring. Well, we'll have to make the UI, so we'll have to draw the UI, but then just wire it up. So like this button will be what triggers the browser to open instead of right now it's just the little toggle switch triggers it. So
Yeah.
it's I'm seeing, I can already see the light at the end of the tunnel. It doesn't feel too much, too daunting. But
Yeah, definitely.
maybe we say that now,
So in
right? 2 months later, we're still
yeah.
working on this.
I remember late last year when we were trying to release the 1.2 version, is it? No, the 2.0 version. We were like, yeah,
Hmm.
we got this in 2 more weeks. 2 weeks go by, and we were like, yeah, maybe two more. 3 months went ahead. But we got there. That's the
Whoops.
important thing.
Oh yeah. I
So
feel like
in
that's
this
always the thing
one,
with software.
yeah. In this one, I feel like it's kind of getting cluttered.
It's a little busy, yeah.
So,
That rotating text could
hmm,
probably even go under the dots. Maybe.
hmm. How much did we give from the bottom 32? Could we maybe put this text smaller? How much is it right now? It's 12. If we put it smaller, it's gonna be hard for users to read it. Maybe the button can go.
I mean, there's other, I mean, totally different options. Like, we just don't make the button visible until the GIF's done, or we could have it like slowly fade in, the button slowly fade in over the 5 seconds that the GIF plays, and that it's enabled once it slowly fades in. Uh, just something like, because that
So,
would remove this that sliding text and make more space on the screen.
all right. So I think you're trying. I think your idea is basically something like this. Let me try and do 16 first, right? 16, pretty workable. And then let me group this so it's easy for me to move it around. Group and group this. Okay. So you say we could remove completely the text and then fade the button in once the GIF is practically done. I think as well that's, I like the animation idea of fading it in, but why don't we do, like, we can still keep the text, have this hidden. Once this is finishing, let's say 10-15 seconds, we fade in the button and take away the text.
Ooh. Or we could also just have like a timer.
Oh,
You just have
that's
like a
true.
countdown going. Or something like that,
Yeah.
where it's just, like, so we can literally tell them like 5 seconds, 4 seconds, 3 seconds. I don't know if that's too
Yeah.
much.
I like that one. I like that one as well. Yeah, we can have like a, yeah, like a circle. I'm sure there has to be like a timer thing, and what is the site we use for the animations?
For animations.
That we use with Lottie.
Oh, we haven't used that in GitTrends. All the
mm,
animations in GitTrends are handmade.
yeah.
Really, it's all
Oh
just
yeah, it's
math
true.
at the end of the day. Is
Yeah.
That's what I've learned. Like when you see like beautiful animation somebody's done, like Kim Philbots specifically, he'll make these
Yeah.
incredible animations, and you're like, wow, how do you do that? And you just go in and it's just like, it's just math.
Skia
Like,
and Matt. Yeah.
like it's just, you calculate how things scroll and the speed that they're scrolling, and you adjust things at the same rate.
Yep.
And
So I think we could make something like this. Oh, but then it's gonna compete with these buttons. We can figure it out. But yeah, the timer is a good idea. We can take
yeah,
away the idea of the text.
put
Uh,
put the timer under the GIF for now, like the bottom right corner of the light green section.
Let me move this idea all the way here. All right. So you want the timer where? In the middle, in the side?
Let's say, yeah, right there in the corner of that for now.
Okay.
The GIF, it's going to be recorded from a phone in portrait mode, so the GIF will be taller than it is wide. So we should have spacing on the left and right to play with.
Okay.
Yeah, and we got a couple options now, right?
Yeah, yeah. I
Fade the
definitely
button, maybe
like
do a
that.
timer, maybe do text.
Definitely like that now we have the button like on its own space and it's gonna have more breathing space, right?
Yeah,
Let
same.
me pull it a little bit further down. That works. 24 from there. Then how much I have here? 28. No, let's just put it in the middle. 24 from this one and that's it. And yeah, I think I really like the progress we did today. We define so yeah, we define the illustrations we're gonna use for our tutorial, right, for the user. We define the structure for the text, got the colors from our onboarding, reuse the indicators, looking nice. We also polish here how we want to show this button and basically get the feedback to the user that he has to wait at least 5 seconds to do something. And yeah, I think we're in a good track. I would say we still have some things to think about, like is this carousel going to be dismissible if I tap outside of the of the of the pages, right?
Right.
What if I want to go back out of it without enabling it? So we also need to think about those flows, right? How can the user get, because right now we have him trapped here. The only way he can get out of it is tapping the button. So yeah, we can definitely think about how can we allow him to cancel his initial intent, right?
Yeah, like if
And
somebody accidentally flips the switch, then you should probably let them escape.
yeah. So yeah, when is gonna be our next session, Brandon? Do you wanna do Wednesday next week, or let's stick to Friday?
Um,
What do you think?
let me check my schedule before committing this time. Um, yeah, I could totally do. I could totally do Wednesday or Friday.
All right.
Looks like I've got. Oh wait, let me check the other calendar. Yes, yeah, Wednesday and Friday are both open for me next
All
week.
right. Perfect. So for me, Wednesday works perfectly as well. It's like the middle of the week. I know Friday sometimes uh, some meetings come up and activities. So I would say Wednesday is a pretty nice day. So next session, we're gonna literally start putting this into the code and seeing how everything works together. Before we leave, though, we have a great new activity, which is a giveaway. We have sponsors, which are JetBrains, and they kindly gave us a license for any of their products. So I was
Cool.
actually gonna do like a roulette to select between the chat, but so far I think we have only Ricardo right now. So I think Ricardo won it by default. Ricardo, are you still there? If you send a message in the next 1 minute, you take the license.
I mean, he
Yeah.
definitely earned it.
Yeah, yeah. He stayed the whole session, and yeah,
Woo!
there he is. He's like, "Hey, I'm here." Congrats. So yeah, I'll be sending you that. You can text us to the community email. Just send us an email there, and I'll send that license your way, and you can use it for any of the products. I would recommend checking out um, writer, which you can use for developing Xamarin as well, and it's a really good IDE. We use mainly Visual Studio, but I know JetBrains software is top notch, so go
Mhm.
check it out as well and give it a try. So yeah, guys, have a nice rest of your weekend, and I hope to see all of you next week. Take care, Brandon.
Everybody.